did you?
The future in great health today. Every day, responsible self. Where the fighters we fight for health. The future in great health today. Every day, responsible self. Where the fighters we fight for health. The future in great health today. Every day, responsible. Good morning and welcome to My Health, My Mississippi, where we are providing you with some great, healthy, helpful information that you can grab on the run right here at WMPR 90.1. We're at the FM, where we are focused on better health, mind, body, and medicine. And we are fighting for our health. Why are we fighting for our health? Because our health is worth fighting for. Yes. And so welcome to the show this morning. We're excited to have you. And we are on the air because wherever you are, we want to be there. And there are some people who are helping us to be where you are. They are the Tabernacle Ministry. So we want to shout out Tabernacle Ministry. They are looking at us and saying, you know what? That's a pretty good show. We need to support them. Thank you, Tabernacle Ministry, for your belief in what we're doing. I'm so excited this morning. We have a couple of guests with us. We have to my left, the Miss Gail Smith. And to my right, we have Dr. Adrienne Sweeney.
Good morning.
Yes, we're going to let them introduce ourselves. But here's what the show is going to be about this morning, guys. EFP, we are eating for purpose and we are exercising for purpose. So write this down. If you're driving, just memorize it, okay? EFP, we are eating for purpose and we are exercising for purpose, okay? We have a reason for being here. We have a purpose in life and we need to be purpose driven. How can we be purpose driven if we don't take care of ourselves on purpose? We can't accidentally take care of ourselves. We should have a plan. It's okay to have a plan. It's okay to write things down. This is what I'm going to eat because it's good for me. This is why I'm going to exercise because it's good for me. It's okay, particularly when you realize that, you know what, I'm not here by accident. I'm here on purpose and I'm living for a purpose. I'm working for a purpose. And so I need to take care of myself on purpose. Amen. Well, we're going to get the show started with our guest. I want to ask Ms. Smith to introduce herself, what she does, the value that she brings to where she is exercising. I think it's Silver Sneakers, and it's the mostly seniors, right?
That's
mostly
correct.
Seniors, and it's important because I'm a senior for us to be focused on some seniors, and we have to be moving if we want to stay moving. Okay, let me say it again. We have to be moving if we want to stay moving. Now, if you don't move now, you're not going to be able to move later. If you move now, you'll be able to move later. So it's not complicated, but sometimes it can be difficult because I like to say we've been trained wrong for so long, right? And we need to get this right. So go ahead, Ms. Smith, introduce yourself. Tell us what you do.
Okay, my name is Gail Smith, as you said, and I'm presently one of the instructors for Silver Sneakers at the Ark. And it's so important for our seniors to get out and to move. And a lot of them have found out they're a lot stronger than they thought they were. You know, people just don't get up and march, but if somebody tells them to march, they'll do it. So we're finding out that they are getting stronger. I have a lot of testimonies of the people that are coming and some of the things that have happened for them. So it's all good. I'm very proud of the people that come to the Ark to exercise.
That's good. So we may have a testimony. Come on now. We're going to have some help testify. Y'all didn't know y'all was in church this morning, right? Yeah, but we're going to testify the good health that folks are receiving because they've started to move. Yes, indeed. Dr. Sweeney, introduce yourself, where you been, how you how you ended up back here, because last time I heard you were in England. Just kidding, but
Ah,
you were a long ways
it
away.
felt like England. It did feel like England. Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Adrienne Sweeney. I'm a native of Jackson, Mississippi, a product of Jackson Public Schools. Was educated, undergraduate education at Mississippi State University, had a master's from Dallas Baptist University, and went on to get my doctorate degree from Jackson State University. I spent 20 plus years working in college athletics, and that took me to um, many places. The most recent place was the University of Connecticut, where I served as the chief operating officer in the athletics department. Prior to that, I worked at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, and I've also had stints at Jackson State University and Paul Quinn College. And to just speak to what brought me back to Mississippi, it was my family, and it actually was an illness of my father. And so, since we are talking about health this morning, in 2020, my father died. He contracted COVID while he was in rehab after having a quadruple bypass for his heart. And even in that, I learned so much from him, just from his life, from his fight in that situation, but also just the importance of staying healthy throughout life. My father was a diabetic, and I just know that there are so many things, even I talk to my siblings now about things that we can do to counter things that have been experienced in our bloodline. And so, even just learning from my dad, being with him during that time while he was ill, I went back to Connecticut for about 4 months after he passed away, and I decided I wanted to come back home and be close to my family. And so I did that. And in the process of being at home, one of my dear friends, Ron Crudum Jr., had the idea of wanting to create the Ark. Originally, we were thinking back, want to put a basketball court in the old Sam's building. And we began to work on that project. And with my athletics background, I was able to help him understand like where to purchase equipment from, where to get the courts from, where to get the goals from. And just as a part of that, God was working behind the scenes, helping us to come up with a vision for all of what the place could be. I never envisioned that I would become the executive director of the Ark. However, as Rana continued to say, hey, I need to find somebody to run the Ark, it came to one day him eventually looking at me and saying, Swinney, I need you to run the Ark. Because my answer was, I'm going to pray and ask God to send you somebody to run the Ark, or see if somebody comes to mind. And actually, God sent me. He was the person, I was the person that he had in mind. And this has been such a blessing to um, see the vision of the Ark come to pass. And the whole idea of it is transformation. It's transformation for our communities, restoring hope to the people in our community, is giving them exposure to things that they haven't had exposure to in the community. And so our motto at the Ark is everything is community, and community is everything. And this morning we're focusing on our senior community, and we do have programs that are targeted and geared towards our seniors to help them have a healthier lifestyle. And it's just great to see them get out post COVID and exercise and interact with one another. We have seniors that come in, they may play chess or dominoes over in the lounge area, eat or walk around the track, or just come and watch television with one another. So it's been a blessing to see that community start to grow and thrive at the Ark. And we are happy to be here this morning. We are so happy to have Ms. Gail and Don Jones, who teach our classes for their group. And we're just really seeing a lot of growth and hearing a lot of great testimonies from that group of individuals, which is one of our key communities at the Ark.
That is awesome. So going all the educated right here in Jackson, Mississippi.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Jackson Public School. Y'all done well.
Go
Guys. Y'all done well.
Let's go Rams.
Divine, for sure. We're excited about what you all are doing there, but it's not for you all, it's for the community. And that's why we have My Help, My Mississippi, because we want to plug people in to your health, okay? And you can't have good health unless you go get it. I say it all the time, good health is not going to come to you.
That's right.
You have to go get it, right?
That's right.
And so this show is about bringing people in that's trying to make a difference in the community. So I want to say, and then I'm going to get Ms. Smith in, but I want to say, first of all, congratulations on your accomplishment. I'm so
you.
proud of you.
Thank you.
It is not easy to be away from family and then to see them. I mean, I've experienced it, to see them ill. That's one thing that would bring you back. So we want our folks to be healthy, and COVID really exposed us. It really did. It showed us we need to move and we needed to be cautious about what we're eating. Okay, because our immune system was shot. Our immune system was shot, so we could have any little thing going on, but when COVID hit, man, with that low immune system, COVID just kind of took over. Yes. So we're
I
gonna.
do want to interject
Sure.
because I wanted to say when you talked about being away from family and it being difficult and coming back home, and we always talk about we have a purpose for being here.
That's right.
And I know in my career, I spent so much time in college athletics. If my dad had not gotten ill, I would have not come back home. And even in him going through what he went through, he knew it was his time to go. And he was at peace with it, and that gave me peace. But I saw him fight even after he had confessed that he knew it was his time. And so he was still teaching me so much about even though you might know your expiration is coming, he was still fighting like to move. And the doctors had told me he's never going to wake up again. He woke up, he sat on the side of the bed, he, had some function of his limbs, and those were things that they told me would never happen. But I told him if God wants him to, he will.
Right.
And if he doesn't, he won't. And I said that to say, even in our toughest situations in life, God is working, because it was my dad. The time that I spent with my dad while he was in the hospital is what brought me back to Mississippi. Not while I was here. It was when I went back and I had the opportunity to reflect on that it brought me back home. So even in that situation, God was working to get me back here to be in position to even help when the idea of the art came to fruition.
Wow.
Amen.
Yeah. And let me just say this. I say this on every show. People, high blood pressure is not mandatory. Diabetes type 2 is not mandatory. High cholesterol is not mandatory. But action is required. I just don't want you walking around here with a disease and you think that you have to have it. We're causing it. These diseases, they're not jumping on us. We're inviting them into our home. I tell people all the time, your mouth is the door of the house where your lungs and your kidneys and your heart and all these diseases enter. We need to stop inviting everybody into our house. How do we invite them in? We eat them in. And we refuse to move to keep them out. We stand still and they just keep coming. All right. So, Ms. Smith, the idea of you preparing yourself to teach seniors, first of all, why? And then second of all, what have you seen since you've been doing it? So why did you want to go and teach us old folks?
Well, first of all, I'm an old folk. I've always exercised. And so it's been a part of my life. And I've had some health things to come along. But one of the things that always stood out, that the doctors would say, you're incredibly healthy. And I knew that came because I did exercise. Now, my eating was kind of in the trash at that time, and I changed that. But what made me want to do it? One, like I said, I've always exercised. Two, the opportunity. Like she said, Ronnie was talking about, we're going to start the silver sneakers. And I'm like, what's that? And he said, where's the exercise? Older people. I said, I want to do that. He said, you want to exercise? I said, no, I want to teach it. I want to teach it. I know how to exercise. And so the opportunity came along. It was a cinch. And then there were people in the church that I knew were active, some working their garden, like my friend Geneva, and that was her exercise. There were others that I knew that they would do it if they had the opportunity. Plus, they lived close to where the Ark is located. So I did my certification, got all my paperwork in, and started the class, and it has been a roaring success. I
Yes.
mean, like 20, 30 seniors coming in, and they are just awesome.
Yeah, I watched them online. I saw little shots online.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see them moving.
Yeah.
They're getting them hands up, getting them feet going.
Yeah.
They
It's
boots on the
amazing.
ground.
It's amazing to even just see from the beginning of class
Uh-huh.
to seeing some of the seniors that participate now.
Mhm.
They look different.
Yeah.
Their energy is different.
It
Their
is.
presence is different.
Right.
Their excitement about coming is
Yeah.
different. And that has been amazing. And that's why we encourage people, just give it a try.
Exactly.
You're not going to feel like it. Most probably 8 out of 10 are not going to feel like it. It's not going to be your overwhelming, burning desire, probably to just get started.
Right.
But if you
Once you
just
start,
get started,
once you
it's
start,
easier
that's it.
to get going. And
That's
then
right.
you have community and you have support. That's the importance of community. When you don't feel like it, your friend can say, "Oh no, girl, don't skip class today. Come on, we'll get through it together." Or
Yeah.
just do what you can do. And it does matter to just get started and to get going. When I started back working out at the beginning of this year, I remember leaving the Ark, and because of my schedule at the Ark, I don't get to work out at the Ark. So when I go to the gym in the evening, late at night, the first night I went, I did not want to go.
Right.
But I said, Lord, I'm just going to drive there and I'm going to walk in and I'm going to do what I need to do to get started. And since then, I've been building that consistency and that habit, and I had a workout plan and I stuck to it. I completed it, and now I'm in starting another cycle of a workout. But I had to push myself when I didn't want to go.
So let me just, you said something and I don't want to skip over. You say you had a plan?
Okay.
You have an
Yes.
exercise plan.
Bottom
Yes.
line.
So it's okay to have an exercise plan. Because I've been
Absolutely.
telling people all the time, it's okay to have a plan on what you're going to eat. That's what you call eating for purpose, exercising for purpose. You deserve to be planned for. And if other folk don't plan for you, girl, you better plan for yourself. That's really what it's all about.
Because the plan is accountability.
Yeah.
When
That's
you
right.
don't have something that you say, I am working towards this, that you can see, if you don't do it that day, there is no accountability.
Right.
But if I know I have a plan and on Tuesday I was supposed to do this workout and I didn't complete it, I at least know like I did not accomplish my goal that day. I need to reset and tackle tomorrow, or I need to restructure my workout to get this in this week. But it gives me accountability because it gives me something to work towards.
And you have watched folk working with athletes.
Oh, absolutely.
So you have watch people progress and move forward after injuries and different things like that. And you've watched people who have actually didn't get injured because they worked out, right? And so when we talk about move now so you can move later, how important is that?
Very important. I know that there's one lady, she came to a few of our special programs that like celebrations that we had. She has to be about 87 or 88 years old. She looks to be about 50 something.
Right.
She can dance. I mean, she
do it
she
all.
dances in her heels
That's right.
still at that age.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because she kept going.
Mm.
If you think about the momentum of driving up to a light that's about to change, the person that's already sitting in the light, they have to get momentum to get going again,
Right.
to get their miles per hour up. The person who is coming into the light while the light changes,
Mhm.
they still have momentum to keep going. And
Mhm.
that's why moving now is important, because it helps you keep your momentum. You don't have to reestablish it. As you keep it going, your body is adapting to your lifestyle. So
Mhm.
if you have a lifestyle of movement, your body is going to stay in that momentum.
Mhm.
My grandmother is 94 years old. She just had a fish fry that she normally does to raise money.
Mhm.
She's 94 years old.
Still
She
moving.
barely uses a cane.
Mm.
She can still drive. She still cooks. She still goes to church. She still shops. She still knows how to ask for money, so she can go shopping. But she is well because she never stopped.
Yeah.
That
She's
is
not
true.
an exerciser,
But she's
but
doing
she
something.
never stopped in her life. So for
Yeah.
her, it was cooking at the church and doing things like that, serving at the church and doing those programs and working. So she was like she cleaned for a family and served the family in that way. It kept her going. They had little kids, so she's always been going, and she hasn't stopped. And I can tell even now she doesn't want to, because she knows if she does. So that's the importance.
That's important.
That's the segue into what I want to talk to you about, Ms. Smith. Why do people? Why like what you just said, Dr. Sweeney? She don't want to stop because it's important, but that momentum and what she received, when she keeps going like that. So, what do you find when it comes to why people exercise? What are you finding out?
I asked the question. Excuse me. Excuse me. I asked the question to several of the people. I told them, I said, we're coming on the show, and I like to mention your names. I'm not going to mention, your issues, your health problems, but tell me why you exercise. And of course, with that, they did tell me their issues. And I did tell them I would give them a shout out and call out some of their names. So I do have to call out the names of Catherine and Gloria, and Patricia and Geneva and Barbara and Dorothy and Janice and all them.
Workout crew.
But one of the things that I saw consistently in them telling me why they exercise is, one, to prevent or to help with an issue they're having in their life: diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer survivors. We even have people that have one lady came in on a walker. She continues to exercise because she understands that's going to help her. Now,
so let me just make sure that that the audience, they're understanding this. So these are people with the illnesses you just called out. They have these illnesses, but they hadn't allowed them to stop them.
Oh, no way.
So they're coming out to your class, and they're working out in your Don's class. Okay.
They understand that exercise is a key component in fighting these diseases. One of my ladies told me that she was on high blood pressure medicine. Since she's been coming, she was on more than one. They have taken her off of one. Wow. Another lady told me same thing. Matter of fact, two of the people told me that. One lady told me something that I think just stands out. She says, I live alone. I want to be able to take care of myself. I think for us in this population of what they call seniors, we're independent, and we want to stay that way. We don't want anybody to take that independence away from us. And we understand that if we are not able to clean for ourselves, to cook for ourselves, to dress ourselves, to get out, they're going to take that away from us. Right. They're going to take us and they're going to put us somewhere for somebody else to care for us. And
so they're working out for a purpose.
They are working out for a purpose. They're getting stronger. They see the results. That's the key. Yeah. They see the results. They come in, and some will say, oh, Miss Gail, that was hard, but I feel so good. They feel good. I do wall push-ups, and somebody was like, I've never done a push-up. You don't have to get on the floor to do a push-up. We can do a wall push-up. It is just as effective. We do squats. One person said, what's that for? This is going to strengthen your quads. Your quad is the largest muscle in your body. When it's strong, it's going to help you be able to stand up, sit down, and God forbid if you fall, you can get back up. It's going to help your balance. So there is a reason for the exercise. Every exercise that I do, there's a purpose behind it. It's not just to make you walk or look funny while you're doing something. It is to give you some strength in certain areas. We use weights. That weight is going to give you strength. It's going to help your stamina. For some that want to lose weight, it helps with that because they're still burning calories when they leave the gym. We use a ball. That ball is a strength ball. We even use bands as a strength band. And they get a kick out of it. Yeah, they gonna moan and groan. I expect it to the day my folks don't start going, oh no. Something wrong. When they stop doing that, I'm like, okay, I gotta kick it up a notch. Yeah. But they are strong. I enjoy it. I look forward to it. And like Adrienne said earlier, we built a community. If somebody don't show up, where is so-and-so? And we will call and say, hey, I didn't see you at the gym today. What happened? One lady, I have to tell you this story. She didn't show up at the gym, and she's always faithful. And I'm like, let me call her. Her name is Belinda. So I called her. She said, Miss Gail, you calling me? I said, you wasn't at the gym. She said, I had been sick. She said, I had an upper respiratory infection. She said, but you called me. I missed you. I miss your face in the place. So it is very special to me. I enjoy it. The people that come, it's like a community, and we have fun. And we have fun.
So let me just say this before I go back to you, Dr. Sweeney. I tell people all the time, I'm not going to change the way that I'm eating. I'm good. I'm not going to, listen, I eat for a purpose. And we have a part of our show that's going to come up on the other hour. What we're eating, I'm going to call out the health benefits, and you're going to tell me what it is. So, so we're gonna do that on the other side. But Dr. Sweeney, when she mentioned these resistant weights with the rubber bands, is that helping the bone density, when the strength of our bones? Because a lot of times cardio is good. We want folks to do this, and this is because this is not about us. First of all, let me say that, Mr. Smith, you don't do this because of you. You exercising, helping them because you want other people to benefit like you benefit.
Absolutely.
Right? You don't do this for you. You're the executive director. You were hoping they find somebody else.
Was praying for her. I was praying for myself. I can't think about it.
But now you are overseeing a facility that is changing a community. Yes. Tell us about why you're doing it now that you've accepted the position and you're doing a bang up job.
It's a beautiful thing to serve people. I know I am made in the image of my maker. Mm-hmm. He was a servant leader who transformed lives, who continues to transform lives. And the thought and the idea of putting something in South Jackson that our people can walk into and say, we're worthy. We deserve to have our own. We are capable of having our own. We are capable of maintaining our own. Yes. We are capable of supporting our own. And when I say our, I mean the people of Jackson, the people of South Jackson, the people of West Jackson, the interconnectedness of our community, that the city of Jackson is capable of having thriving, purposeful, meaningful, transformative businesses. And we wanted to be one of those. I can remember one day a little boy walked in the gym. He must have been 2 or 3 years old. His eyes got so big when he saw everything that was in there, and he was like, it was like he was in heaven. Yeah. And that brought so much joy to my heart, because I know if you cannot see something, if you are not exposed to something, there's a great likelihood that you will be stifled in your hope, and you will be stifled in your pursuit of goals, but also stifled in your development of goals, yes, of what you dream you can do. So we started looking at, I remember telling Running one day, I'm going to call it 110,000 square feet of hope. Because when people come in there, we want them to know, when you walk in here, anything is possible. Right. Because this was one day somebody's dream. Yeah. This started in a small place in an old gym at an old school that the church has. And it has evolved into this, and whatever your dream is in life, whatever gifts and abilities that you have, whatever vision you have, it can evolve and grow into something greater and meaningful and impactful. We've been given what we have to share with others, not to keep to ourselves. This is my way of sharing my gift with my community. And even as you mentioned, circling back to you mentioning the bands and the balls and the weights and those different things, absolutely. But I want to say, building your bone density and strong bones, it takes both.
Yeah.
It's the eating and the and the exercising. And to people who say, well, I don't want to go because I don't have weights, I don't have a ball, I don't have bands. You don't need them. We provide them. We have those who stand. If someone needs a chair, we have chairs.
Right.
We make modifications no matter what your situation. If you are cleared by a physician and healthy enough to come and exercise, by all means, come join us. Give it a try.
Yes.
If you have insurance through United Healthcare or through Silver Sneakers, Renew Active, One Active, Aptiv, if you have any of those programs, if you're not sure, give us a call or come by. We can check your insurance to see if you could have a free membership, because many of our Silver Sneakers members, they have free memberships through their insurance. So it might be at no cost to you. A class might not be for you. There's a walking track. There are exercise machines. Just come, get active, give it a try, join community, be purposeful and intentional about your health and about your relationships. Let that permeate through all the areas of your life, because it makes a difference.
And I want to say this, if you're there, if you're listening and you're not in Jackson, Dr. Swinney and I was talking last night, and this is what we came up with. It doesn't matter where.
When.
It doesn't matter when, as long as you get it in. And it doesn't matter where, as long as you go there. Listen, I was in Clinton yesterday. Shout out to Wood Activity Center in Clinton, Mississippi, where I did a cooking demonstration. They have exercise program and folks were tasting the food, and everything was looking really good. And we're going to talk about that on our other side of our hour. But there are Dr. Sweeney's in every community. There are Gail Smith in every community. And we want you to, wherever you are, we want you to get it in. It doesn't matter when, as long as you get it in. Doesn't matter where, as long as you go there. And so we're talking the entire country. We want you to start moving. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be back on the other side of the aisle. We got some great things coming with Dr. Sweeney and the Miss Gail Smith.
Your ability to get out of your home during a fire depends on advanced warning from smoke alarms and advanced planning. Fire can spread rapidly through your home.
Good morning, Miss Jane.
To escape. One building on the wrong sound. A closed door may slow the spread of smoke, heat, and fire. Please install smoke alarms in every sleeping room and outside each separate sleeping areas and on every level of your home. Pull together everyone in your household and develop a home fire escape plan. Walk through your home and inspect all possible exits and escape routes. Practice your plan twice a year, making the drill as realistic as possible. Let's all be safe. And remember, once you're out, stay out. Under no circumstances should you go back and
start your Thursday with a boost. Tune in to My Health, My Mississippi every Thursday morning from 7 to 8 a.m. on WMPR 90.1 FM and streaming live on YouTube. Join Chef Charles as he serves up fresh, practical health tips you can use on the go. From energizing food facts to life-changing wellness advice, this show is your weekly dose of inspiration. Your health is your greatest wealth, and it's worth fighting for. Catch My Health, My Mississippi live on WMPR 90.1 FM and on YouTube at Charles and the Fighters. Don't miss it. Let food power your mood and fuel your life. We're proud to have My Health, My Mississippi as a sponsor on WMPR 90.1 FM.
Yes, we are the Fighters. I got my fighter shirt on. Fighters stand for Future in Great Health. Today, every day, responsible self. I see your fighter shirt on, Smith.
Listen,
Listen.
where's my shirt?
Oh, you gotta have a shirt. We need to make sure you get a
make
shirt
that
now.
happen. Okay.
We are. I do have some great plans for the community that we're going to be introducing to you all. Mr. Jones, my mentor, and I talk all the time about what we want to do in the community with the different churches, and I have an idea where I'm bringing, medical doctors in, exercise facilities, and churches together. We're going to do the preaching, we're going to do the exercising, and I'm going to do the cooking. Come on now, somebody. We got that going. And so but we're making a difference in every community. Again, I was at the Wood Centers yesterday, fantastic facility there. Again, I said earlier, there's a Gail Smith in every community. There is a Dr. Sweeney in every community. In other words, where people are not just there for themselves, but they're there to make a difference for other people. And that's what we need. And listen, you don't ever hear us talking about politics on this station. You don't ever hear us talking about who's the president, because it doesn't really matter. What matters is you. Listen, fighters stand for future in great health today, everyday responsible self. What that means is you're responsible. You can always eat something that's going to benefit you. And listen, Dr. Sweeney was talking about when we were talking about bone density. Yes, it takes food and it takes exercise. That's why this show is titled EFP, Eating for Purpose, Exercising for Purpose. Okay, you got to do them both, right? You got to keep moving so you can stay moving. Here's a food that's dynamic that you can get into your system. Here's what it's going to do. First of all, it's high in fiber. You all have seen the commercial out there. This lady was walking. She said, "You don't feel good, look good." She said, "Well, I'm not moving along." Well, you need, I think, metal something, moose, whatever. You're going to, listen, here's a food, high in fiber. Number one is high in fiber. This particular food is an excellent source of dietary fiber, which aids in digestion, promotes bowel regularly, and helps prevent constipation. Come on, you don't need nothing else. This is a food that we're talking about here. Okay. And it's rich in protein. Which food am I talking about? One food does all of this, rich in protein. They are a good source of plant-based protein, which is essential for muscle repair, come on, and growth, as well as overall health and wellness. And I'm going to give you a tip. It's in the legume category, okay?
That's gonna say something.
It has to be, I know, huh? Low glycemic. Those of you who may be thinking, well, I have type 2 diabetes and I don't want to, certain thing I can't eat. Listen to me when I say this. It's low glycemic index. With a low glycemic index, this particular food helps regulate blood sugar levels, making them suitable for individuals with diabetes and those looking to manage their blood. Heart health. Come on, baby. If the heart stops ticking,
Okay.
you stop
Kicking.
existing. You stop kicking. Game over. Absolutely. This particular food promotes heart health by helping to lower cholesterol level, reduce blood pressure. Come on, food does all of this.
Wow.
Decrease the risk of cardiovascular system. Food matters. Antioxidant properties. They contain antioxidant like flavonoids, which help reduce inflammation. I think next week we're going to be talking about inflammation. We're going to have a guest here. Disease such as, wait, let me go back. Neutralize free radicals and protect against chronic disease such as cancer and heart disease.
Wow.
I need this food, y'all.
Yeah, we all do.
Nutrient dense. This particular food packs the essential nutrients, including, let me call these names out: iron, magnesium, potassium, folate, vitamin B6, which support various body function and overall well-being. Oh, you are going to love this one. Weight management.
Yeah.
Due to this high fiber and protein content, this food can help promote feelings of fullness and aiding in weight loss, management, and preventing overeating. Last one I'll do, but bone health. We were talking about this, right? The calcium, magnesium found in this particular food support bone health, helping to maintain strong bone. Not like what we've heard, we've got to have dairy, milk, cow milk and all this kind of stuff, right? Strong and healthy bones and reduce the risk of osteoporosis.
Yes.
Wow. Food. You often hear me say food
Yeah.
is medicine. And my mission at My Help My Mississippi is empowering people to view food as medicine and embrace a plant-based diet for a healthier life. We don't have to be sick. Okay. I tell people all the time, listen, bud, you can't play with high blood. With it, you can't bargain. It will destroy your organs. Diabetes type 2 won't play with you. It'll take your eyes, your leg, and your toes too. And high cholesterol will have all of us to fall. Heart attack, strokes, and all. I'm just keeping it real. We all need some plant-based meals. Now, what food am I talking about? Put it in the chat. What food? Oh, Jane said beans. Absolutely beans. Particularly, this particular one here was black bean. But I'm telling you, listen, get you some legume. Every day around noon, make sure you eat some legume. I'm telling you, we got to start incorporating food into our system that's going to help our system. Let me say that again. I'm not talking about 10 pieces for $5. I don't care. That sale is for them, not for you. You need to, because sometimes we don't have any intention of eating chicken. I mean, but we hear about this 10 for $5. Just because it's a special, remember you're eating for a purpose. Now, you may be treated for diabetes, may be treated for high blood pressure. Just be I'm not telling you what to eat. I'm just telling you to be cautious of what you put into your system that can affect the illnesses that you're being treated for, right? Because you can't out exercise a bad doctor.
No, you can't.
I mean, you can't say I can eat what I want because how many people have told me, well, I eat what I want because I'm taking medication for it. No, you got to help the medicine.
That's right.
Well, I exercise. So no, you got to help the exercise. This works together. And so before I go back to Dr. Sweeney, I want to say this, because I don't want you to miss it. Wherever you are, you need to start moving. That's okay, right. Wherever you are, there's a facility. And even if you can't go to a facility, even at we need to start moving. Am I right, Dr.
Yes,
Sweeney?
walk in place, walk around. My mother, she will walk around the house, just walk from room to room, or she will go out in the garage, or she will go in the backyard, and she will just walk. Whatever it takes. You can do arm exercise. You can do leg lifts. There are ab exercises you can do seated while you're watching television. It's just the intentionality of moving, and what Mr. Smith just said about when he's talking about not helping the medicine or not supplementing how you're eating to help have better health. It's almost asking yourself the question, I could have $1,000. I have 500 though. I'm okay with the 500. How many of us, if we had an opportunity to have something ideal or meaningful that we can use, whether it's money or time or some other thing that we value, would select to have the lesser option? We wouldn't. We would want want the greater option, the most of that thing that is valuable to us. And so when we do make those decisions, it questions our values. Yeah. Like, what do you value most? And so that's the question you have to start asking yourself. Not am I hungry? Not do I have a taste for that? Do I value my health? Do I value living extra days? Do I value being able to take care of myself longer? Do I value being able to fulfill my purpose on life fully? Those are the questions we have to ask ourselves, because sometimes we're asking or addressing the superficial thing, and the superficial thing will cater to our flesh, versus asking yourself the hard question and identifying what are your values and what's most important to you, because it's our values that anchor us in life. It doesn't matter if we're talking about food, if we're talking about relationships, if we're talking about finances. Our values are driving our decisions, and our standards are driving our decisions. So do we need to reevaluate our values and our standards? Like, what is important to us? Where does your health rank there? And as Mr. Smith said, you're not going to start probably just cold turkey tomorrow, cut everything. But where's your moderation? How are you helping yourself? Is there one meal a day that you could eat plant-based? The one that's not plant-based, can it be healthy? Like, how can you grow there, because just like Miss Smith said, the people who come to the class, they start in a place and they grow to another place. So is your journey with your eating, so is your journey with your exercise, but it's about getting started.
Absolutely.
Well, you mentioned something there, and I don't want to skip over it because it's just stuck in my head, and I talk about it all the time. And you posed the question, and callers, if you have a question for Dr. Sweeney or the Miss Smith, you can call us at 601-948-5950. But you said valuing our health. Now, this is something that goes un we don't pay attention to it, so it goes undetected until there's something not ticking right.
Right.
Until something is a go away, then we don't even worry about it, right?
Right.
It's not now we're gonna make sure our car gets serviced. So we value. You mentioned value. I'm just using an example. So because it got 6,000 miles or 3,000 miles, we got to get the oil change, y'all. Why? Because can we drive no car with old oil, right? But we place value on material things, and what I've found out, and the reason that I stopped there is because I watch my family go down. Mom died at 58, sister died at 52, another one died at 54, dad died at 41, and all kind of sickness going on there with folks in my family. I value my health.
Yes.
I eat for a purpose, and that's to be healthy. I exercise for a purpose, and that's to be healthy. And so the value that we need to be placing on our health, listeners, is so important, not to me, Dr. Sweeney or Ms. Smith, but to you. Ms. Smith, tell me why people should value their health.
Let me go back to my own personal.
Oh, make it
personal.
personal,
Let me
then.
be very transparent here. So, February 2024, I had a knee replacement, but prior to that knee replacement, I was exercising. And exercising and making sure you're doing it the right way is so important. Form is so important because you can hurt yourself if you're not doing it the right way. I did something in the gym, heard something pop, but I kept going, and it continued to get worse. And eventually I said, okay, enough is enough. I cannot live with pain. Go to the doctor. They do x-rays and they see my age. And so, well, you have osteoporosis, and with your age and everything, you're going to need a knee replacement. And I'm like, okay, if I have this knee replacement, will I be able to do this, Because my thing was, okay, I want to continue my life. I want to continue my activity. As I said earlier, you're not taking away my independence.
She wanted to wear her heels too.
And that was one of the questions. I said, will I ever be able to wear my heels again after this surgery? He said, yes. I said, okay, well, let's go for it. But make a long story short, I exercised up until time for have the surgery. The doctor said, if you had not done this, your recovery would not be what it is. I recovered a lot quicker than a lot of people. I continued and I went back to exercise. And now look at me now teaching a class. But one of the things in the eating, now I have to tell everybody this. This is my husband, and he is a vegan. And so when you're recovering and you can't get up and cook and you can't do anything, you got to eat what people give you, right? So he fed me plant-based meals. In that, I made the discovery, meat is an inflammatory. When there's something in your body inflamed, it hurts. That's arthritis, which is inflammatory disease, osteoporosis, which is a type of arthritis, which is an inflammatory disease. And I said, you know what? I don't have to have it if it's going to inflame and it's going to hurt. So at that point, I stopped eating meat. Now, I'm not telling people not to eat meat. You know, you do what you got to do or what you want to do. But for me and for my life, and I noticed something else. When I stopped eating meat, although I've been exercising, when I stopped eating meat, my body shape changed. My stomach stopped bloating. I stopped looking like I was pregnant. And of course, they knew that was not possible at the age of 70 years old.
Hey, Abraham and Sarah.
No, Sarah, that's over. But all of that to say, my eating, my exercising, all of that made a difference in my life and what I'm able to do. I tease him and say he's an overachiever because he works out pretty much 6 days a week hard. I'm working out 5 days a week, not as hard as he's working, but I'm doing what I need to do for my body. And I'm trying to be an inspiration to others. Like I told the people in the class, you're not just going to get up and march on your own. But if I tell you, come on, give me 10, give me 10, come on, give me 10, 9. If I count it off, we got some good music, we clapping, we moving, they would do it. And in the end, it is going to benefit them. So it's all about exercise, diet to live a healthy life. Let me kick one more thing in. And you talked about this when you're talking about the food and how it moves through your system. If you ever notice there's all these different things that they're trying to give you for obesity, what does it do? It makes you go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. That is all it do. And it increases your going to the bathroom. If you can eat food and go to the bathroom, you'll lose weight with that as well. So bottom line, instead of buying all these different products or going getting these shots, eat the right food. It will do the same thing without the side effects.
Yes, and let me just say, the reason that can be possible is because meat has how much fiber? Zero. Dairy has how much fiber? Zero. Egg has how much fiber? Zero. In other words, guys, animal product don't have any fiber. Not telling you what to eat, just know that it's not going to move along, okay? It's just not. I don't care. It's going to stay in there longer than it's supposed to because it doesn't have fiber. Fiber is to the body what Drano is to a stopped-up sink. We got to be moving. We got to be moving. So if food can do that, then that's what we want to do. So, Dr. Sweeney, we're running close to the hour, but I want to get your opinion on the value of, because you mentioned the value of exercise, but just the value of the community, like everybody can't get up and do it on their own. And you work with teams of athletes and they are doing each other. It's competitive natures in there. It's competition in there. And so you can get with other people to just walk with, and I know people can sit in the chair and exercise, but give me the value of that, just that community. And there's a facility in just about every community, okay?
Well, I would say one thing that we're all from the same church. Bishop always says one of the most important things in life is relationships. And community is simply a form of relationship. And it's so important to know thyself. I am one who can work out by myself. I will get up and go. Nobody, even if nobody prompts me, pushes me, or tells me, I will take that initiative by the grace of God to get up and go. But there are others that they need community. They thrive in community. And even if you can do it alone, it might not perhaps be best to always do it alone. It might not be for you. It might be for them. Because they might need you. They might need your presence. They might need your encouragement. They might need your example. They might need your accountability. It was Mr. Smith's example to Miss Smith during her surgery that exposed her to the plant-based diet and the benefits. Perhaps if she had not had that surgery, she might not have been willing to go there. But because when she went there and she experienced the results. So it was the community of her marriage in that moment that helped transform her eating habits. And community can do that for you in life. It can do that for you in your eating. It can do that for you in your exercising. And so it is important to understand that you can have a long time, things you do with yourself, but there are things that are good to have in community. And exercising is one of those things. When you can get together with a group of individuals and walk together. And just talk about life and laugh. It's healthy to laugh. That's beneficial to your health. Getting with the other group and seeing this person that you thought, I didn't think they were going to be able to do that. If they can do that,
I
I
can
know
do
I
That's
can
right.
do that.
Absolutely.
So having exposure is key. We all have opportunity, and many of us will take advantage of opportunities. Exposure is a level higher than opportunity, because exposure is almost like a personal mentoring. It's a personal development of commitment to a personal development of a thing or a person. So when you have exposure transforms. And so community is one of those things that gives you exposure,
Right.
and exposure to accountability, and exposure to opportunities that you may not have even known about, and exposure to new things. And so I just challenge you, if you're not active, give it a try. If it doesn't work, don't do it. But we're almost 100%, 100.1% confident
That
that
it
it's
will.
going to work. It is going to benefit your health. You are going to feel better. You're going to be better. And that is so important. So as we go out, I want to let you all know May 28th is National Senior Health and Fitness Day.
Yeah.
We will be hosting an event at the Ark from 11 a.m. I think to 1 p.m. that
I
day.
believe so.
We are going to have a class. You can come out. You can join the class to see what Silver Sneakers class is like. We're going to have food. We'll have music. We'll be celebrating fitness. So if you are a senior in the community, please come out and join us to be a part of National Senior Health and Fitness Day, and get moving. Like Mrs. Smith said, get moving.
So you
Keep
can stay moving.
So you
Yes.
can stay moving.
That's it.
Absolutely.
And let me just say this about B. Miss Smith. If again, I'm not telling you what to eat, but I want you to incorporate the nutrients in your body. I don't care what it is that you're eating, you still need nutrients. You see, vitamin C doesn't store in the body, so you need vitamin C every day. Okay, so regardless of what you're eating, you still need to be focused on getting the proper nutrients in your body. But let me just give a testimony out here real quick, because if she can do it, you can do it. If Miss Smith can stop eating meat, anybody in the world can stop eating meat. I'm just telling you. That was not in the plans, okay? And she just made that decision, and she just made it happen. So, so thank you, Miss Smith, for being part of the show, for bringing the testimonies, and for what you're doing in the community. Thank you, Dr. Sweeney, for what you're doing in the community. And what I'm doing in the community, I'm going to have the doctors and the gyms and the churches sponsoring My Help My Mississippi, and we're going to all work together so that we can make a change where we are. Thank you all for being a part of My Help My Mississippi. We're here every Thursday morning from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. and we look forward to having you. So thank you, and we look forward to seeing you when? Next Thursday morning, where we are going to energize you.
And tell them about the classes at the Ark.
Oh, yes. Tuesdays and Thursday mornings at 10 a.m. Come on out and join us. If you just want to give it a try, if your insurance isn't cleared, it's $5. We have many low price options for seniors to have a membership if your insurance doesn't cover it. Again, give us a call, stop in.
Give them that number where they can give you a call real
It's
quick.
769-867-9950.
So please give the Ark a call and make sure that you are a part of exercising wherever you are. And we have a new website coming up on My Help My Mississippi. So be patient with it. We're growing, and we're going to take care of all of your needs. So thank you. Until next Thursday, we will see you then. Have a great and awesome day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yo.